Connect.
Hi, everyone. We are coming to you from Creating Conscious Wellness Central, kind of spread everywhere, but something that has been coming up a lot for all of us individually is people reaching out to ask about solutions and support for feeling anxious or a bit, well, the opposite to grounded, I guess, a bit flighty and a bit worked up, not really being able to calm their nerves. So we thought we'd jump on it and share our own top tips and what we like to use when everything's a bit windy.
Bit wobbly.
And, yeah, all over the place. So I'm Kerry, and I have been using essential oils for, goodness, 6 or 7 years now, probably. I'm also studying Ayurveda teacher training at the moment, and I do Reiki and lots of other things in the low tox natural living world. But in terms of Ayurveda, feeling that anxious sort of racy feeling is a sign of a Vata aggravation, which means there's a lot of movement within the body. And so I automatically think to ground yourself, try and ground yourself as best you can. The simplest way to do that is with the breath. So just 10 slow, deep belly breaths 3 times a day is a beautiful start. Sometimes in order to anchor the breath, well, all the time I like to use an essential oil just with a scent tent. So a drop in the hand, rotate the palms together to activate the oil, and then just cup your hands over your nose and mouth and take some deep breaths in. With regard to oils, only ever young living because of their beautiful seed to seal policy. So we know that what's in the bottle is 100% oil. It's therapeutic grade, and it is it has the same chemical components as the plant it comes from. It's not double or triple distilled. There's no synthetics or nasties added in there, so you get the full benefits of that oil. And probably a few favorite go-to oils for me would be frankincense, peace and calming, and probably orange oil, and all of those are in the starter bundle. How about you, girls?
I'll jump in if you like. Hi, everyone. I'm Jo. I am loving this space and this opportunity to talk about this because the last 10 days have been a bit of a whirlwind for me, so I can freshly talk to the subject with ease. I had a little bit of emotional upset last week about a pretty big deal in my life, which is now sort of sorted, but obviously in using the oils for about 4 years, my main reason for starting to use the oils was for emotional support. So there's no question for me. I go to my little kit and see what talks to me. And interestingly, the other day, I came across a beautiful combination. I was feeling very not grounded. And, you know, probably a really lovely space to share that even as a counsellor and a meditation teacher, we have moments where we fall off the wagon or something interrupts us and bumps our nervous system a little hard, which is what happened to me. And it takes a bit of work to ground it and bring it back. So I was struggling. I'd been at work all day and I just was like in my body and I was like wriggling and I couldn't, it just was like it wanted to get out of me. So I started jumping up and down on the floor at home with bare feet, and that kind of grounded me a little bit. Then I went for a walk, put some headphones in my ears, and I put on a nice little bit of a blend of lavender, forgiveness, and angelica, which I blended together with a little bit of organic olive oil and just kind of patted it onto my face and careful around my eyes, but also just on my thymus and my wrists, and just took some deep breaths, as Kerry said, really tried to center my nervous system, and wow, it was great. I came home, I was fine. I went to sleep that night. So I think that's a really lovely blend, which I've never used before. But as Kerry said, orange is a beautiful oil to bring in for anxiety. It's one that I often use as well. And always the Swiss Army knife of oils is lavender. You can't go wrong. So there's some little tips and tricks. But yeah, there's a bit going on out in the world at the moment and some nasties that tend to overwhelm people and tip them a little bit. So feel free to reach out in this space anytime if we can help you with a blend or a suggestion to get grounded. We're a pretty multi-skilled bunch with Reiki and sound bowls and holistic counselling and meditation and some more things. So yeah, that's me. Thanks.
And I'm Cressida, and I can't believe that neither of you said put your feet on the grass, because
oh my gosh, I do that every day.
Tell me all the time. So I'm going to say put your feet in the grass, because these guys would always
Yeah.
say that to me if I'm a bit
Yeah.
out of sorts. I'm going to mention a couple of other things. I really love, I remember years and years ago when I studied holistic lifestyle coaching, they talked about walking along the edge of the water where the waves are breaking because of the negative ions in the air. And so walking along that space is really fantastic for helping as well. Having a bath with Epsom salts and magnesium and all those things is really beautiful for relaxing that nervous system. I personally love tapping, so EFT, lots of free resources for that online, or just ask us if you need some direction for it. Getting in the sunshine, I find really beneficial. We know that all animals sunbake, and I mean, my dog is forever just walking around the house searching the sunshine. I find that can be really helpful. It's not always sunny, so that we've got other options. If there's a particular movement that works for you, so if you like yoga, or if you like to just walk, or if you like to swim in cold water, I'm thinking of you, Kerry. So thinking of these things that you actually like doing, but they are also relaxing and calming and soothing for your nervous system. The other thing is just attending to our vagus nerve, which runs from our brain pretty much all the way through our body. And so you can use things like using ice water, or even just like a really cold face cloth across the back of your neck. In terms of oils that I love for that, I actually picked up Stress Away. It's quite a sweet oil. It's got vanilla in there, so it's very popular. It's also in the Young Living Starter Bundle, so that's a really easy one to use. I love the citrus oils. They just sort of seem to give you that little bit of positivity. Orange oil has been studied in pediatric dental situations, so it shows that before they gave the patients the orange oil to inhale, they had elevated cortisol levels, and then afterwards the levels of cortisol came down. And so the interpretation of that is to understand that it actually helps our body stop feeling the stress. So orange oil's legendary. I have to say pretty much any oil will work though, because I think they just bring you back to your body and bring you back to yourself. Joe, you also mentioned putting it on your thymus, but even just tapping your chest, you'll find, if you cut yourself or hurt yourself, you tend to rub that area, and that's really just very soothing for your nervous system. So even just touching yourself, that sounded weird the way I said it then, but you know. And again, if you need any help, just ask us. We love nothing more than helping people. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.